Look at this artistic one. So this exhibit is on the history of costume. Costume is really interesting because it's one of the more personal and democratic forms of cultural heritage that we have. Everyone does wear clothes. It's across the globe and changes over time. It's influenced by socioeconomics, trade, trends, and so it's one of the things that people generally have a lot of control over personal expression-wise. We have volumes of magazines from the early 19th century until the late 20th century. It started out as illustrations and fashion plates, moved into like color lithography for a while, and then became photography. I just think it's a really fun collection, and it's very whimsical. Like the variety is just in hats alone, especially from like the 19th century. I feel like hats was one of their like most expressive outfit components. Blanche Payne was a researcher and faculty in like the history of fashion and costume in the mid-20th century. Faux costume was her area of expertise, so she actually went to like the Baltic region. And then since then, we've looked at all different types of dress and costume as something that's worthy of research, which kind of wouldn't have happened if people like her hadn't been in the field working on smaller communities the way that she did. And then one of the things that I wanted to do with this is that a lot of the artists in our artist book collection, which is another section of special collections, are very inspired by women and dressing and gender expression. So in that case, every quarter we've been switching out a different artist book. We currently have one that's called The Book of Hours, and it's actually like sewing machine writing on it, which is quite cool. And then another little book that's looking at makeup and the use of cosmetics, and it's in a little cosmetic case compact.
And a book on a thread?
Yeah, so if you were to like unweave it, you could see some text on there. I feel like a lot of the time people think clothing and gender expression is kind of frivolous. That's not the case. There's tons of different important lines of inquiry about costume and clothing.